Hello, thank you for joining with me. We are in A Course in Miracles, Workbook for Students, Part 2 of the workbook, Section 11, What is Creation? And today we are on Lesson 327. I need but call, and you will answer me. I am not asked to take salvation on the basis of an unsupported faith. For God has promised He will hear my call and answer me Himself. Let me but learn from my experience that this is true, and faith in Him must surely come to me. This is the faith that will endure and take me farther and still farther on the road that leads to Him. For thus I will be sure that He has not abandoned me, and loves me still, awaiting but my call to give me all the help I need to come to Him. We'll go ahead and look at footnote 142. If I learn from experience that God will answer my calls, the resulting faith in Him will take me farther and still farther on the road to Him, because I will know from experience that rather than being a fearful God, He loves me still. I will therefore rush to be with Him. Father, I thank you that your promises will never fail in my experience, if I but test them out. Let me attempt, therefore, to try them and to judge them not. Your word is one with you. Footnote 143. God's word here is often the case, refers to His promise specifically, His promise that He will hear my call and answer me Himself. You give the means whereby conviction comes, and surety of your abiding love is gained at last. And now we will read the commentary by Alan Watson. This is a practice suggestion by Robert Perry. Lesson 327, I need but call and you will answer me. Today's lesson urges us to test out God's promises, specifically the promise that He will answer our calls. This is an invitation we should not refuse. Think of some question or request for which you really need a response. Put your question or request to God with all the desire you can muster, and expect a response. Try to open your mind about what the response ought to be. Realize that it may come now, and it may need to work its way past some obstacles in you before it comes. It may even show up initially in a form which does not look like a response to your question, but which takes way for a more direct response later on. This is commentary by Alan Watson. This reminds me of a Bible verse in the Old Testament book of Jeremiah. Call unto me, and I will answer thee. The basic thought of the lesson seems to be, here are God's promises, try them, and prove to yourself that He means what He says. It tells us we can learn from experience that this is true. It suggests that we take God's promises and test them out. I know that my confidence in this course has increased over the years and continues to increase as I continue to test out its promises. It gives us pretty explicit instructions for workbook practice, and promises that it will change the way we think about everyone and everything in the world. It promises peace of mind. It promises release from guilt. And what I am finding is that as I make a sincere effort to do what it tells me to do, I experience what it says I will experience. In short, it works. We can sit around judging the propositions of the Course until we are blue in the face, discussing whether or not the Course will work as it says, and we will learn nothing. But if we try it, if we test it out, if we practice what it says to practice, we will inevitably find out that it does work, and our conviction of its truth will grow unshakable. And now, if you'll please close your eyes, I will lead us into meditation. I need but call, and you will answer me. Father, I thank you that your promises will never fail in my experience if I but test them out. Let me attempt, therefore, to try them and to judge them not. Your word is one with you. You gave the means whereby conviction comes, and surety of your abiding love is gained at last. I need but call, and you will answer me. much for joining with me in the meditation of lesson 327. I need but call, and you will answer me. This is the What is Creation commentary. Please read this section in its entirety or listen to the YouTube video. Today, and this is, paragraph 4, sentences 1 through 3. We are creation, we, the sons of God. We exist, therefore, since all that exists is God's creation, and creation is the Son of God, we must be creation. We must be aspects of the whole sons, who are aspects of the Son. We seem to be discrete and unaware of our eternal unity with Him. All of our experience in this world has taught us that we are discrete, separate beings, distinct from and unconnected to one another. We are aware of our partness to the exclusion of our wholeness. Our eternal unity with Him. Yet we only seem to be separate beings. In reality, we are not. Our struggle with the Course, our struggle with all true spirituality, is the struggle of insanely trying to preserve this wholly illusory sense of separateness. We are trying to make partness the only truth about ourselves by excluding the awareness of wholeness. And in doing so, we have cut ourselves off from our self, capital S. Yet back of all our doubts, I'm not wearing my glasses, please forgive me. Past all our fears, there is still certainty. We doubt the wholeness because we have made up circumstances, this whole world, in which partness seems to be the only reality. We fear the wholeness because it seems to threaten our partness. It does not really, because in the wholeness there is some kind of partness, but it is a partness in which every part contains the whole rather than excludes it. Despite this insanity of identification only with partness, we are still the whole. The whole is inviolate. It cannot be divided nor damaged in any way. So the wholeness still exists and still calls to us. In every part, no matter how strong the illusion of separation, the whole is still there. And the whole, our true self, is still certain of itself. It is only the part falsely imagined to be separate from the whole that doubts and fears. The whole has no doubts and no fears. What I am and what you are, which is the same, knows itself with unshakable knowledge. That certainty which lies in our wholeness is what we are trying to reconnect with. The memory of God and of what we are lies within us. In the wholeness we have denied and excluded in our mad attempt to be completely separate parts. Through reconnecting with one another, we reconnect with that wholeness, and in doing so, we remember God. Thank you so much for joining with me in this beautiful lesson 327. I need but call, and you will answer me. Thank you for joining with me. I love you.